Greetings. How is everybody? Everybody doing good? Let's make a wish, shall we? Seems there's a lot of wonky energy in the collective, isn't there? It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about wonky energy in the collective. She said something about the right hand of God, and I was thinking, well, if you've got the right hand of God as walking karma, that's pretty much tenfold demon time on the left-hand path. With vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And it is. I mean, they don't like our divine connection, and we don't like their divine express connection to storms carrying them off out of the divine path. I can't do anything about that. Shocking as that sounds, that's what it is. And they do this every lifetime. I mean, that's what it is. But when you have that persecution energy in the collective that's now going back on the persecuting groups tenfold, they plan on playing the victim. New level, new devils. New level of devil victims. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Let's do an energy read, shall we? Let's do some angel stuff. You want to do some angel stuff? Let's do some angel stuff. Now, when she was talking about the 7 seals with an earth angel, a life path 8 house of death, that would be the golden sigil. That would be the infinite golden. It's the sun, right? Leo rising fire, and Gemini moon of mystery. And it's just what it is. We want to, they say the INFJ mystic's pretty mysterious, and the high priestess. Yeah, there's a lot of mystery. They sit with spirit and paranormal INFJ stuff. So it's what it is. The more truth that they bring out, because you got to keep, the more energy that they send the sun, the brighter the sun's going to shine on the darkness. I can't do anything about that. I just can't. God got us all that is, angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light. I should be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom at this time, for myself as well as those I do readings for. This is the thing. I mean, when you're talking about the last one that they wanted to wake up, generally you have to ask yourself, why? What's wrong with that? Why does everyone else get to wake up except walking karma? And so now there's a difference between walking karma and a karmic. Karmics have lessons to learn, and so it is. We're in receiving mode of our blessings. It's just what it is. I would say that voodoo and unalive magic just kind of burned off all of our karma. Thank you for that, Spirit. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. And I mean, when they don't want, what did I hear? Something like that. They're waging war against the earth angels and the chosen ones. How's that going to work? God fights our battles. Thank you, Spirit. Why fight when God will do it for you? I can't do anything about that. And I'm sure they're worried and da-da-da-da-da. But she even said, she was like, don't these people understand that going after that prophet is going to be even worse for them when they get to the other side? And I was like, well, yeah, because, I mean, they look at karma like, we stayed out too late. We were supposed to be home by curfew, and we didn't make it. So we just decided to run away. We just decided to run away with karmic consequences, and it's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. I mean, we've been talking about fire and an ascended fire and water master that's ascending out of all that they destiny swapped. And if they destiny swapped with fire and water, is that not the prophesied lake of fire? It's written in the stars. It's written in the stars. I can't do anything about that. I'm sure they're mad, but I can't do anything about that. It didn't turn out the way they expected, and it shouldn't have turned out any other way than God planned. This is what it is, just how God planned it. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. Thank you, Spirit. I mean, when you got readers talking about they tried every possible way to take out a connection to the divine, Now, that's a QHHT practitioner. So any QHHT practitioner is going to have the ability to tap a client in to the divine, the higher self, the greatest force in the universe. Now, having universal life force energy in my birth chart and the ability to channel that cosmic intelligence and break through the firmament is just what it is. I mean, I can't do anything about where the Buddha takes me, transcending consciousness with the Buddha in a class. That's what it is. It was a class setting that you could keep hearing those readers talk about. Pisces has receipts. And I didn't even like the teacher because I was adding to shit. I was doing shit that they just didn't expect. And I usually do. They talk about INFJ do 6 impossible things before breakfast. It's just what we think fast on our feet, even consciously unconscious humans. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. You got to think that energy that she's picking up, that's where the temporal lobe meets the supratemporal lobe. Scott Morgan can teach you that about the INFJ, consciously unconscious human. So if you're tapping into the planes of light, the realms of frequency and light, and you're able to channel that through your rainbow chakra system, operating off both brains, that's what it is. That's tapping into the frequencies of every spectrum of clairs. That is Sybil and Carrie walking around in a whole asshole. It's just what it is. Hidden in plain sight. She said they picked a grid worker. Of all people to attack, they picked the one that's connected to the divine and the Christ grid. Oh, no. That's what it is. Simple grounding and... I mean, I can tell you all day what I did, and I hope everyone experiences it. I mean, we talked about it today, trying to achieve bliss. Hell, I just think about it. Where was I? How did I feel when I had a jolly old mate snatch me up and transcend consciousness with me? It's just what it is. Thank you, Spirit. There's going to be a lot of mystery because it's the whole thing. The less they believe in God, the more God exists. Isn't that neat how what comes around goes around? Isn't it? It's just what it is. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. Thank you, Spirit. Sooner or later, they'll stop. It's just what it is. They were asked nicely, and they didn't listen to that shit. So now the wrath of God is kind of forcing them to, I guess. Is what it is. Thank you. But we have to release that negativity. we have to... They picked the one leprechaun with a connection to the fucking Holy Ghost. That's what Reiki is. It's in my birth chart. It's universal life force energy. Right? So it doesn't matter what life force I pick out of the universe to channel with divine protection. It's what it is. I've got to learn just like everyone else. And my veil of forgetfulness was worse than anyone else's. So I don't want to hear that shit. Right? My contract's made to where I can't cheat and have the ability to. Now you tell me how the fuck that paradox works. Left brain, right brain, subconscious mind. It's just what it is because they keep removing all the things that I'm not supposed to do. They do it for me, which fucking opens the door for me to just walk right through. It's pretty cool. I like it. Peace. That's what it is. We're taking peace in the moment. So it is. Let God bring peace. And when you hear a reader say that God's vengeance is way worse than anything we could possibly do with magic, blah, 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 blah. Right? However, me taking my power back comes from that peaceful setting. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. You got to think. If they're out there paying bribes and doing whatever the fuck they do, I don't care. I don't care. The sun, me just being myself, shining the light down on the collective in tarot. It unlocked the door. Fuck is where it shines light on everybody and everything. Yeah, look at that grace. Hey, we got grace from the past. Look at that. Oh, you don't have a cousin named Grace. Pretty neat. It's just what it is. You got Chicago talking about the Earth Angel has fairy and fae blood. And I'm like, well, Mom's name was Faye, so that's what it is. We all kind of pick our names as signs from the universe to figure out the puzzle while we're on our fucking divine mission. That's what it is. Strength is upside down. Their strength has been stripped away from them, Captain. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. However, amazing abilities you have. And that's what it is. I mean, if you have the 7 seals of the archangels and you're talking about boots on the ground, being over the archangels. No, that's the Holy Ghost. That's a jinn. That's what it is. It's the Holy Ghost. It's universal life force energy. It's wherever the fuck I intend it to be. Doesn't matter. It's life force energy. I give life force energy to everything. Anything the Empress walks past causes growth or karma. So it is a blessing and a curse. I can't do anything about that. They project death at death. A negative plus a negative equals a negative. What did I choose? Death experience, QHHT. You have a death cult that wants death to America. Okay, cool. So they just target the fucking Earth Angels. I can't do anything about that. Stop. It's what it is. We have to release that negativity. Let them deal with all the people they affected. I knew that day was going to come where, oh God, we have to get in his protective energy. No, you don't. You have to figure out why you don't have any protective energy. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. That's what it is. I mean, the INFJ door slam is legendary, especially when natural disasters are involved. Don't bring your fucking natural disasters over here. It's just we don't need that. Why would you do that? Why would you be bringing your natural disasters where we're in peace? We're having peace right now. Don't be bringing pieces of natural disasters over here. And I mean, that's the thing. All of these girls are talking about a very, very specific energy that fits my birth chart as a healer. And I know they wanted to profit off of the profit, and now they can't figure out what to do. And that's between them and God. That has nothing to do with me. There's way too many opportunities to take to worry about them trying to figure out how they're going to beat God. The fuck out of here. What's the lesson in this? They now know that karma and God and all that shit exists. So it's what it is. I can't do anything about it. Dolores has been telling them since the 60s. They should have listened to Grandma Dolores Cannon. So you tell the angels what you want and then sit back and watch the magic happen. I don't think they expected me to ask them to bring divine judgment down on the planet. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. They did injustice against the divine, and all you have to angels, archangels, ascended masters. When groups bring divine injustice, when they bring injustice to the divine, how does the divine return that shit back to them tenfold? And we're seeing it play out right before our eyes. And then they still won't quit. This is fucking just, it's the most half-wit shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh God, we got to try to find a way to be God. Oh no. Oh, we can't just fucking repent, get an exorcism. The things that would actually be beneficial to them and others. Peace. Many people today feel drawn to a personal quest for peace. And whether you are driven by the desire to work toward world peace or you simply wish to bring more peace to your own neighborhood or family, it is likely that the angel of peace is calling on you to act. The best way to help peace to flower is to lead by example. Thank you for the beautiful 5-star reviews. The less I exist, the more you review do. Being at peace with nature or taking practical action to benefit the world around you. First, though, focus on calming your inner self. Call 3 times on the angel of peace to bring peace to your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul. Then sit quietly for a moment to take in the angel's energy. I am at peace in mind, body, heart, and soul. I am ready to be a channel for divine peace. Symbols: dove, embrace, flower, star, calm water, chalice, sleeping child, and willow tree. Now, when you hear these readers talking about a psychic channel, a medium conduit, an antenna that attracts and repulses like a magnet, I attract my energy back and I return energy. with infinite love and light. And when infinite love and light carries their energy back to them, I can't do anything about that. I can't do it. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. If you didn't send it, it couldn't go back to you. If you didn't send it, it couldn't go back to you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Grace. Look at that. Grace. Do-do-do-do-do. Can't do anything about that. That's what it is. You got to think. Yeah, our past lives, we put people's heads on sticks. This time, we're just letting God use the whole tree. It just works a lot better that way. It keeps us from catching karma. It's just what it is. It's the way it was supposed to be in the beginning. But last time this happened, Egypt turned to sand. So I can't do anything about people trying to prove whose deity is more powerful than the Most High. Most High is always going to win. It's true. It's true. Grace. I just dropped a Dolores Cannon YouTube short. I call it the most powerful force in the universe. Reiki. It's God force energy. It's universal life force energy. It's got the power of life force for everything in the universe. Chi, Ki, Prana, Pranayama, Tai Chi, Qigong, Kundalini, creative energy. Yeah, someone is coming out. Someone is coming out of something. Someone is coming out of something. That's the thing. I told myself a long time ago I would never deal with another half-wit professional again, ever. So would it fucking deal with them for over 2 weeks just to be right? No. You just let the tarot readers that they don't believe in say it first. That way they can go argue with her. They can go argue with her for entertainment purposes. A confirmation. For entertainment purposes only. 16, whatever that was. I missed it. That's what it is. Fucking, it was for them, so it wasn't that important. Halfway professionals. It's just what it is. I put a picture of Beaker when the scientist finds God in the collective. It'll take them 4,000 years of revolving on the wheel of karma to ever figure this one out. Grace. Kind of hard to make shit up when it's an illusion to begin with. It'll take Penn and Teller calling bullshit on this one. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. She said a fucking. She didn't say spell camp. What did she say? Did she say spell camp? I thought of Camp Mystic, is I guess why I'm saying that. Can't do anything about that. Who knows? We're looking for grace. Looking for grace. That's what it is. I mean, when these readers have thousands of viewers, out of those thousands of viewers, we're looking for a needle in a haystack. The needle in the haystack would be the Pisces sun to start with. It's sun energy. But it would be the Temperance and Neptune energy of a Sagittarius. And that Neptunian energy rules Pisces sun. So if you have Leo rising fire of the Temperance angel, and then the Gemini, the twin Gemini moon, that's always going to be the two-faced energy. Why? Because you've got the Emperor and the Empress. You've got balanced brain functions where the temporal meets the supratemporal. That's the Ark of the Covenant with the rainbow chakra system. And it doesn't matter if I pick the positive people's side, the negative people are going to get mad. If I pick the negative people's side, what the fuck do you do that for? That's what it is. That's why I just pick God and let y'all deal with it. That way the left wing and the right wing can try to figure out how, you are the wind beneath my wings. That's what it is, how they can figure out they're all part of the same big bird. While y'all are trying to figure out how to fly a big bird again, I'm going to go play with Snuffleupagus. The unseen world. Sweet. And I mean, I knew this in the beginning that the truth was going to be so fucking hard for them to accept. Now I was going to pick the most unbelievable truths that they'd spend the rest of their lives in the rabbit hole on one fucking topic. Grace. Traditionally, grace was seen as a regenerating power granted by God. The angel of grace reminds you that this sacred energy is always available to you, and that you will enrich your life by embracing graciousness and gratitude. If you are grappling with a painful or difficult problem, the angel of grace will help you to bear it by giving you the courage to make positive changes and the grace to accept what must remain. All you have to do is relax, open your heart, and surrender your fears, worries, and troubles to her. When you notice any improvement, you find yourself more accepting and able to cope. Feel your heart fill with gratitude. Know that the angel of grace is equally grateful that you have called on her. I gratefully accept the gift of grace. Symbols: jasmine, clear blue sky or dark sky with shaft of sunlight. Dove, lily. Strength. And the strength is kind of upside down. And I mean, we really don't do upside down readings with angel energies, but I mean, we'll see. We're looking for strength. If you feel like your strength is upside down, well, I mean, you might be getting karma. That might be why they don't have the strength to go on. They've too much karma to learn. It's just what it is. We're just going to give up. Oh, we just got to give up. The karma's too horrible. Oh, wah, 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 wah. Strength. She said, God's protecting you from people you don't even know. I was like, hold on, why? A plane's falling out of the sky or something? Strength. Here we go. We all have an inner strength that arises from our depths in times of trouble or hardship. The angel of strength reminds you of this and reassures you that whatever storms you are going through, she is with you. If you are feeling vulnerable for any reason, ask the angel to sustain you. Sit quietly for a few minutes, breathe deeply, and study her steadfast image to tune in to her energy. Afterward, keep your mind open to her so that you will recognize any people or information she sends to help you. Even if you do not particularly need help now, the angel advises you to build your spiritual strength for the future by meditating on this card, reading about inspirational people, and connecting with nature. I am strengthened by the power of unlimited love. Symbols: storm or gale, forest, blood, red wine, draft horse, jade or diamond. You know, I don't think I will ever be able to look at wine quite the same again. You know, I mean, when I hear anything about that Scorpio energy from Italy, or Scorpio energy, and just it doesn't have to be the witch from Italy that was losing everything due to baneful magic and a competitive tarot card reader. I mean, it's the Scorpio and the frog. It's the scorpion and the frog all over again. But when I hear that, you know, Jesus turned water into wine and now God is turning Italy into water, it makes a lot of sense. And it follows along with the readers are like, you know, what they put out is going back on them. The mob got involved and blah, 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 blah. And as sweet as I can't do anything about readers talking about natural disasters and then me going and finding them and just putting the puzzle pieces together. It's kind of neat. That's what it is. You know, and I hear about them doing ancient Egyptian magic and baneful shit, and it's just what it is. I mean, I know how love always wins. And I don't know about you, but when I hear that those seals are being broken, and it's just what it is. I don't know what groups have been up to. I know they said something about the Earth Angels as powerful as the entire group. don't know anything about that. I know the 10 ruling angels and their orders through intelligence and order. You got Prince Dumon, Seraphis Saint Almax, which is Hadashek Halata, Metatron. It's what it is. I mean, you got the Seraphim, the Melishim, the Elohim, the Cherubim, the Ishium. Sort of a table showing the 10 ruling angels or intelligences, and in descending scale, the 10 celestial orders according to Hebrew Kabbalah from Amblion Le Kabbalah Pratik. Would y'all think of that? Was it Cronji Poppy? Cronji Poppy? So whatever that short is that's right underneath this video. If you haven't seen that video, I don't know what the hell I watched, but it's kind of catchy. It's old. I just saw it for it popped up in the algorithm the other night. Dun, 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 dun. So I've been walking around the house. Hey, what the fuck am I listening to? This is awesome. The video's even better. You can waste your life's destiny sitting back watching a fucking dude's head on a salad plate singing or whatever kind of silver platter. It's what it is. If you haven't seen it, fucking, you're probably really not missing much, but it's just what it is. Anyway, she was talking about the eighth. She was talking about the seagull or the right hand of God, the connection. Now, the Pisces sun, 8th house of death, because that's infinity. I mean, 8 represents karma, and what comes around goes around. What comes around goes around. Life and death, life and death. That's what it is. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you pick, if you pick Reiki teddy bears to do surrogate healing sessions, you're always going to have the opposition of voodoo dolls. I can't do anything about that. When you pick QHHT, because I get 5-star reviews taking people through the death experience, and I don't want to speak that into existence. I'm not the best, but I get 5-star reviews. I don't want to claim to be the best. You girls keep saying the star energy is the best at what they do. No. There's competent. There's always someone out there that's better. Like my connection to the divine. I'd much rather let my connection to the divine do shit while I act a fool, because God protects the fool. Anyway, when I hear him doing baneful ancient Egyptian magic and whatever the fuck these people are doing in groups, gaggles, hives, and herds, and then I hear people with my birth chart talking about that Earth Angel's stronger than the whole chorus, just speaking shit into existence and blah, 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 blah. It's what it is, and I understand their entire aspect of summoning jinn. And when I hear the reader talking about war angels are showing up on these people's doorsteps, and the entire cult is sacrificing members one at a time because of the jinn that they summoned. And when you say Dorothy's name, okay, well, obviously I'm not Dorothy. Now, she did have the power all along, I guess, if you click your red ruby slippers together. What every Pisces knows that the heel represents hell. That's why you're ascending up into the heavens, the land of milk and honey, so that you can take your power back. Simple enough to take your power back. So, and here I'm going to leave it alone. But now you've got absolute strangers going through a spiritual awakening, and making comments like, "What am I?" So they see the glow without the camera, and you got to play it off. It's what it is. Let them figure it out. What they don't know won't hurt them. What they it feels. My ears are ringing. Well, yeah, you can feel it. It's just what it is. I have to shield. If I don't shield, people knock the applesauce off the shelf at Wally World. They can't keep their applesauce on the shelf. Having so much fun with this. Anyway, with all the baneful magic and the weird shit that they're doing, when I hear her talking about sigils and being of service to others, and what you put out comes back to you, and Pisces take control of the situation, and when I hear about all of this stuff that most people just don't even believe in anyway, because they probably don't read. And when you go to the depths of ancient Egyptian, ouch, it's just what it is. And in groups and spell groups, and then they're talking about, the right hand of God, and how, Pisces take control of the situation. And I'm a firm believer that once a tarot reader utilizes their amazing ability, I utilize my amazing abilities and then have to fight with a doctor for 17 days just to be right. It's mind blowing. And then New Mexico floods, and it's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. However, when she was talking about seagulls or seals, and you're talking about the 10 ruling angels and their orders, when you've got the devil doing baneful magic on Facebook right there in broad daylight, it makes me think of New Jack City. What other city can you tap of a broad daylight? It's just what it is. And I think, I know that what is done in the dark always comes to the light. And I mean, that's the difference between dark magic and light magic. I mean, it's love, light, and truth set you free. But when it comes to sigils, charts, pacts, also invocations, conjurations, spells, charms, and exorcisms, in which angels are summoned to do the bidding of the invocant, or in which diabolic powers are enjoined and or exercised, usually in the name of God and his angels, conjuration with the sixth mystery of the seal of the power angels, I, Scott and servant of God, desire, call upon and conjure thee, Spirit Alaman of the most dreadful words, Sathar, Imom, Gino, Poro, Jehovah, Elohim, Valne, Dinak, Alam, Ophil, Zophil, Sophil, Habriel, Eloah, Alamis, Delith, Miholem, and of the holiest words, which thou canst be conquered, and thou appear before me in a mild, beautiful human form, and fulfill what I command thee, so surely as God will come to judge the living and the dead. Fiat, fiat, fiat. The conjuration of the good spirits. O you glorious and benevolent angels, you Zalazular, Larzad Azel, who are the four angels of the east, I invoke you, adorn and call you forth to invisible apparition in and through the great prevalent and divine name of the most holy God Ezra, and by the ineffable and efficacious virtues and power thereof, whereof you are governed and called forth, it being therefore absolutely necessary, preordained, appointed, and decreed. Now therefore I do most earnestly entreat and powerfully adore you, O you benign angels, Uzal, Zelar, Larzad, and Azel, in the potent name of your God Izel, to move and appear visibly and show yourself to me in this crystal stone or mirror here before me, and in and through the same to transmit your ray to my sight and your voice to my ears, that I may audibly hear you and plainly see you, and include me in your mysteries, wherefore I do most earnestly adjure you. O benevolent and amicable angels, Azel, in the most excellent name of your God, Ursula, and I am a servant of the highest, do evociously invoke you to appear now perfectly visible to me. O you servants of mercy, come and show yourselves firmly unto me, and let me partake in the secret wisdom of your Creator. Amen. So, with everything that's going on the planet right now, I think we're going to take control and put an end to that. That would be the Pisces sunset. That would be the ending. When I hear war angels are in the cards, that's Aries, Mercury, Venus, the morning star, goddess of war energy. And you can't even get Hollywood to get it right. They do the mask, that's Aries, god of war. No. It's the feminine energy of Venus. It's what it is. They demonized. Fucking masculines can't create anything on their own. You have to have dark feminine energy, period. You gotta get the female in the dark. What the fuck is wrong with you? I guess you can do it in the light, but it's kind of strange, I guess. Anyway, y'all have a beautiful weekend. I think we're going to take a break and practice some more. As they start losing their abilities and I start gaining all of mine back, it's going to take some time to acclimate. It's like going to the pet store and getting a fish in a bag before you put it in the aquarium. You have to let it acclimate to the aquarium. It's just what it is. So you guys have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful night, and we will see what happens tomorrow. You know, and everything happens in divine right time. So when you have to wait for the Lion's Gate portal, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. So you guys have a beautiful night, and we will see you next time. Namaste.